have a different story. You know, one of the things NDTV produced in a really poignant way was this thing about the Khanba village, where the Narmada waters are virtually submerging this village, and people have decided to offer themselves in suicide.
Yes.
It's a fight against one of the most fearsome of modern technologies, the dam, which has created more refugees in India, 34 million refugees, as opposed, which is more than the refugees we have from war.
Even in Delhi.
Yeah. The thing I want to get, it needed TV technology to suddenly bring that narrative to the final side. See, what I want to emphasize here is, it's a very mixed bag. And I am afraid to even list out virtues and vices. Because I think the difference is this. Earlier, technology was an extension of the body and a comment on the body. But today, technology is a system where the naivete of the body is not enough to understand technology. And I think many of these systems are going out of control. And here, there's a failure of language and there's a failure of ethics. I don't think whether it's modern philosophy or modern advertising, we yet have a way of understanding technology, which is why we're going back to old virtues. It's a way of saying, can we at least innately, Socratically meet the complexity of the system we don't understand? Which is why today, you know, I was recently at a conference where one of the scientists put it brilliantly. He said, science is brilliant about explaining the likelihood of a phenomenon. But he said, science is often in explaining the certainty of a phenomenon. Because science is no longer about certainty. Technology is no longer about predictability. We need a new language. And I think right now, we don't have it. Science fiction is the first adolescent attempt to go to that language. But I think they're very far away from it. And that's one field in which advertising has to create new metaphors for understanding technology. Because all the metaphors for understanding technology are pretty old.
Well, and technology is very new, right? I mean, Instagram was a toddler when it was sold. It was 18 months old when it was sold for $1 billion. Google is only just becoming a teenager. It's just entering its pimply stages, okay? Facebook, 6 years old, okay? It barely knows how to brush its teeth. Microsoft, the old man of the crowd.
Twitter.
Well, Twitter is a baby, and Microsoft, the old man of the crowd, hasn't hit 40 yet. Hasn't even had this midlife crisis yet. So technology is so new. So completely reinforce your point, we do absolutely need a new vernacular and new rules of engagement.
So thinking right back to this, what kind of language would that be? Like, you know, straight through that question, and maybe advertising would have some sort of.
No, I don't really have anything very valuable to say on that, except that I think I just would agree that, you know, the problem is that, you know, you tend to frame the new in terms of the old, and that's the comfort and that's the familiarity, and when you do that, you try and console yourself that you understand and you know what this is about, but that isn't really the case. So I think and what happens is that because there is such valorization and such glorification of you know what is new, even when it is in its infancy, and this sense that every year you believe that, you know, I mean, you have this sense that the last bit that happened is the most definitive. So in a sense, you prevent yourself from creating this vernacular, this language, because of the fact that you're so much enthralled of it. So I think that process of actually understanding it is something that there will be innovators, there will be inventors of language, but I think it's I see it's a long and sort of it is going to take a little while, and on that specifically how to do it, I'm afraid I don't really have a clue.
Sorry, I just wanted to add to your question of what's going to happen in India. Do you know how many internet users we added in India last year? 63 million new unique users. That's 10 Belgiums, or 1 France. We added in 1 year. China added 10 million. Russia added 10 million. We added 63 million people. Okay? Now, our total internet population of Indians, we only have 10%. Keep in mind, we only have 10% internet penetration in this country. 10%! Tippy top of the iceberg. But we have 125 million people engaging. We are Facebook's 3rd largest country in the world. We are LinkedIn's 2nd largest country in the world. I mean, these are massive numbers, and we're just scratching the surface. So change in India, we're going to lead the way. And we in India, despite only having 10% PC penetration, have the second largest community of app developers and technology developers in the world, second only to the US. So we are not, we're not going to be the beneficiaries of change. We're not going to be the ones just sitting on the roller coaster. We're going to be the ones driving it.